Hello and welcome to the Cosmic Heart Podcast. My name is Jessica Hope, and today I have Zipporah, also known as Z3E. She is a content creator, a musician, a human services student who is passionate about bringing people together through storytelling, creativity, and meaningful conversations. She currently works in memory care with senior citizens while finishing her bachelor's degree in human services. She has a long-term goal to become a licensed clinical social worker, and she wants to continue making a difference in a positive way in people's lives. Through her music, she hopes to encourage others who are struggling with mental health, healing, and life's challenges. She also creates the Tell Me I'm Wrong series on TikTok, where she explores the history of Los Angeles and the San Fernando Valley, sharing iconic places and the stories behind them in a fun and engaging way. She believes that everyone has a story worth telling, and she loves creating spaces where people can connect, learn, laugh, and find hope. She is excited to share her journey and the lessons that she's learned along the way. You can find Zipporah at Z3E Records on TikTok and on Instagram at Z3E Records as well. All of her links will be linked below on the video. Her current projects are her original music under Z3E and her Tell Me I'm Wrong history series featuring Los Angeles and the San Fernando Valley on TikTok. Hello and welcome to the Cosmic Heart Podcast. Today we have Zipporah, also known as Z3E on TikTok. I would really love to hear your story about what brought you to where you're at now with your journey in social media and just really what's pushing you towards music and things like that. I've been really interested in hearing about your path because you seem like such an interesting, powerful soul, and I feel like not a lot of people know about you yet.
Okay, so right now on social media, I have a few, I guess, viral or semi-viral videos, and my videos they've started to only recently, like a month ago, to take off. I've been
Nice.
doing content for a year, posting every single day consistently. Before this account, my previous account got hacked. I was at 7,000 followers,
Oh no.
but I had to start over. So I've been doing really good on social media. Um, it's like a second job. You have to literally post every single day. If you
Yeah.
want people to notice what you're doing, you have to find a niche. Sometimes that niche, like for me specifically, it just kind of came. I didn't had no idea. So a niche found me instead of me choosing something for myself.
That's cool. So what do you say? What do you feel like your niche is?
So what I do is like landmarks, businesses, historical content around the Los Angeles city, San Fernando Valley. Um, my content revolves on a series called Tell Me I'm Wrong. So tell me I'm wrong could literally mean anything. Oh, tell me I'm wrong, but is this the last? I could say like, is this the last McDonald's? And people will go crazy over, no, you're wrong or you're wrong. And I've this concept came from one day I was asking a question because I was curious about a restaurant that closed on my street that was there for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's like, is this restaurant used to be an Asian sisters restaurant? Let me know. Tell me if I'm wrong. And that's how it went. And people started responding, locals, people
Oh,
who are
that's cool.
locals in the area. Is like, yeah, that's what it used to be. But it also used to be many other restaurants and different things because it changes every single year, which I
Yeah.
had no idea. So after that, my one of my mentors for social media, he said, just replicate that video. So I did. So every time I make this video or tell me I'm wrong, it gets a significant amount of views for whatever reason, or people connect to that specific place that used to be in the area that I live in.
Probably because a lot of people have memories. I'm sorry, one second. What's that? Oh, probably because a lot of people have memories and sentimental value. I mean, LA. So, did you grow up in LA?
No, from the East Coast. I've lived in California since 2018.
Okay. What brought you here?
Um, just change and do something new. I used to live here before in San Diego, so I've lived many places.
I lived in San Diego too for a period of time when I was younger, a teenager, in Hillcrest area, in the gay area. But I always thought it was really cool, seeing like the gay pride parades and stuff because it happened right outside my bedroom window. And it was more like during that time, the rebellion against, like, there was a lot. What, I don't know if you how old you are, but there was a lot of like gay bashing is what they called it back then, and it was really really horrible. And they would like literally like beat them up just for walking down the street. So when the gay pride parades happened, it was like such a more touching thing to witness because it was like them being so brave. And a lot of people don't know, they don't realize like the things that a lot of people have gone through to push through to actually just show up and be themselves when, the world has been so cruel. And not everybody, but a lot of them. And so it was a cool thing to reflect on. I was like, I literally grew up part of my teenage years in that area where I got to like celebrate and, you know what I mean, be a part of something awesome. But so you lived in San Diego and then you moved back to the East Coast and then came back over here.
That's right.
That's cool. I know people from both sides. Um, I'm from California. I've lived in California most all of my life. So I saw you doing some music and doing some performances. Is music something that you are trying to pursue professionally?
Um, I do music as a hobby.
Okay.
Uh, I like going to open mics. I like supporting people. Um, I was like, hey, if music takes off, great. Uh, but my purpose in life and is to actually help people,
Yeah.
give back to people, and that's the reason why. Even if I do an open mic, or if it's at an event, I always try to talk to a business owner. Can I get a video of your business? Do free content, and they'll be like, yeah, I'll make a video and I'll post it so more people can come to their business.
Yeah, I love that. I love people who do stuff like that. That's something that I've always looked forward to in the future later on, being able to use my platform to be able to help others as well. That's a lot of us who are here to assist and help and be a servant of love to humanity. We have similar callings on our heart. And I love that. I love that you're doing that. And I really want to encourage you not to stop because, I mean, as you saw, I'm sure, like with Keith Lee, I mean, he talked about it when he got that award, but he started on a little plastic chair that was his toddler's chair and a little plastic plastic table sitting there
Yeah,
doing the.
reviewing food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but I'm more like going to these places, and it could be anywhere. Like for example, I um Fogo de Chao. I did Fogo de Chao,
I think I
and
saw
I
that
ate
one.
there, and I was like, oh, let me. Is your owner around? And they're like, okay, is there something going on? No, no, just Just bring your owner out here. And he's like, oh, how can I help you? I was like, hey, can I film your restaurant for free content? And he's like, yes. And then next thing you know, he's showing me around the restaurant, what they
Hmm.
do. He's filling up ice so everything looks nice. So I get a nice shot of the video, and I do this for free. And people will always ask me, what can I do for you since you've done this for me? And I'm like, I you could do whatever. Like sometimes people give me food. They'll ask
That's
me to
cool.
come to their business. Here's burgers, tomatoes. Do my eyebrows for free at a barber shop. I it's getting kind of crazy to the point like after work, I'm still working because people are asking me, can you come here or can you do this for this kind of content? And I'm like, okay, now I have like, okay, this day I'm doing this for this business or I'm going here. And I'm just like, I'm getting so busy. It's like
Hmm.
I'm working after work.
Yeah, I feel that. I was up till 3 in the morning editing last night, and I was like, all right, go to bed. I love that for you. That's so awesome. That's what I'm saying. Here's the thing that I really feel like you need to hear from me is don't ever get in your head about how small or big your account is right now because you you have this vision in your soul and on your heart for a reason. And there will be people, hopefully not, but inevitably there's haters because the trolls do exist in under the bridges. And they will eventually say stupid shit. And you just don't let them get the best of you. Keep going because there's a reason why you feel so motivated to do this stuff. And as you can see, it's already paying off. So now, like, hold that bigger vision because eventually you will get there if you keep going. How long that's going to take, I don't know. But as long as you continue to be consistent and be yourself, people are going to love you. I mean, you've seen me show up and say certain things to people whenever you pop up for me. If I catch somebody saying something rude, I will immediately say something because I don't tolerate that at all. But, you have this calling for a reason. And I believe that you're definitely here to help people and you're doing already an amazing job. So, I mean, don't ever stop because I do believe in you and I can usually see when someone has a real path to success. So trust me when I say I wouldn't say that if I didn't actually see that for you.
Thank you. I was just talking. I also read a lot of books on self-help. Um,
That's good.
and what you should do is like it takes 3 months, 3 days, 3 years to do something. So 3 days is like, okay, the start of something. You have
Hmm.
3 days to start something new. 3 months to get in the groove of things, your routine, and 3 years to keep it as a lifetime.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of at the point of, well, I've already been doing this for a year. Um, and if I keep on going, who knows where this is going to end up because I'm consistent. I make sure, oh, I have to post a video. I have to post a certain amount of videos per day, at
Yeah.
least three, four, or five. Um, and then I have a day dedicated to content only.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like me
good.
going around the city, going different places, or talking to people. Um, and then as well as, people are gonna say, oh, your dream is ridiculous. They're gonna say, oh, you're crazy for posting on social media or every single day you're posting online. You want people to, people are watching you or seeing you. But I was like, okay, that's fine. And I'm okay with
You're
posting.
like, that's kind of the
But that's
point.
kind of the point because I want to be seen. Everybody has a different way of like, oh, I don't want to be private or I don't want to be seen. I
Right.
was like, well, every person I meet, I'm like, well, what's your life goal then?
Hmm.
Purpose.
To be a couch potato. Yeah, it's so. I mean, and it's always almost 100% of the time, if not 100% of the time, those people, the ones that are trying to stifle us back down or rein us in or make us feel stupid for the work that we're doing, are the people that never will accomplish anything even remotely close to the success that we're striving for. And it's because they subconsciously, they have it in their head of, if I can if I can tear this person down, then they won't be better than me in their mind. And they're just mean. A lot of people are really mean. They have mean spirits. And so that's where I'm like, even my ex-husband said something to me because he did some really atrocious things, and I left him, and I finally got a restraining order and walked all the way away with my kids. And he found my podcast. I don't remember how many months ago it was. I've been doing this for 2.5 years or so, but ended up leaving him, ended up living in a hotel. It was a whole story. It was crazy. I'm in a beautiful house, totally different county area, and we're by the ocean, and it's where we wanted to be. And he ended up writing me some just really heinous shit, and he was like literally one of my the absolute biggest hater. He's like, you know what? Only stupid people would try to get famous and make it, make it big when they know someone has dirt on them. First of all, what? He has no dirt on me, except for the lies that he's made up in his weird brain. But then he's like, you know what? I hope you do make it big, because then the harder you'll fall. And I was just like, what a sad, pathetic little man you are. Like, you just cannot fathom achieving anything bigger with your life than being a mama's baby that lives in with your mommy all your life. So you got to tear me down, the one that takes care of our children. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, man, like, so that's why when people are like, oh, well, this person feels this or says this about me, I'm like, look, girl, if I can live with this guy for 17 years and give him 17 years of my life and then have him turn out to be the biggest hater, and I'm still pushing, and I know God blessed well I'm gonna fucking achieve this shit, you can, all of you can do it.
That's what I'm saying. People have their own delusional expectations of a person in their minds. And,
Hmm.
and I catch myself doing this too when when it's, for example, when you meet someone new and you already, before you meet them, if you're already talking to them on the phone and you've never seen them before, you already have like a picture of this person in your mind.
Yeah.
Like, what is this person like? What might they say? What interaction you may have? We all do it, you
Yeah, of
know,
course.
even in jobs, like, oh, what's my boss going to be like? What's the interview going to be like? We all
Hmm.
have these expectations and values that we think before we go and actually talk to a person, or
Hmm.
even after the fact, we've left a relationship. They had an expectation of the person that you were prior to you moving on. So, like, the person you were a year ago isn't the person that's sitting like right now. You know,
Yes.
I was a different person a year ago than today. So,
Right.
a person will be like, okay, well, she's not like that, or she's not like this, because that's their expectation, what they saw you at that time when they knew you.
Hmm. And a lot of that also for people who had a really good stronghold on you and knew that they could manipulate or control you and make you not rise to what you're heading towards. by subconsciously, subliminally messing with you and keeping you there stuck. That's that whole saying of like, you know that one TikTok video, it was like, I miss the old you, and he was like, I bet you fucking do. Have you heard that one?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, that one hit me because I was like, word for word. I was like, yeah, yeah, because they miss the you that you were when they could keep you small. But as soon as you started to rise up and they can't reach you, they're like, oh, I wish, man, you used to be different. Yeah, I was different. I was allowing you to manipulate my life so I wouldn't grow past your comfort zones. And then you could still keep me where you wanted me. That's what you miss. It's,
Exactly. It stunts your growth,
mm-hmm.
when without change, there's no growth. So sometimes people are put in our lives for you to learn something, to learn a lesson that's being shown to you. And
Yes.
if you don't see that lesson that's being shown to you, it's still going to keep on happening over and over until it clicks. And then you'll be like, oh, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're not supposed to be there. Maybe this person was there for a season of my life for a reason.
Yes. And it happens through different people, different scenarios, different people. It'll repeat. The lesson will repeat over and over again until you finally get it. Some people never get it, or some people start to get it. They realize it's a lesson, but they don't know how to break through that barrier that's keeping them stuck because the lesson can be real hard. I mean, I've been through that where I'm like, oh shit, this is like the same thing repeating, but then it's like real deep, like where it's like a harder lesson. So, I mean, that's also something that, you have to consciously work at and get through. I don't know why it's coming to me, but I feel called to ask you, what other kinds of work or like goals do you have to that you are like on your heart that you want to do to help people, or maybe work that you've already done, or college or something like that?
So right now I'm a university student. I graduate this October for my bachelor's degree in human services, concentration in child family services from Southern New Hampshire University. It's completely online. I've been in school for 4 years. Yeah, almost 4 years since 2023. Um, it still all revolves, everything I'm doing still revolves around helping people,
Mm-hmm.
helping children, helping families. Right now I work in memory care for people with dementia
Oh
and
wow.
doing activities. Prior to that, I worked with children with disabilities, special ed. So it's all one big circle, whether it's helping businesses, helping elderly, helping children, helping families, helping people mentally. It's all in the circle of help.
You're the fourth person that I've been called to that does very similar work, especially with working with children and autism spectrum, because all my children are autistic, and my oldest has other diagnoses as well that he's healing from. But that's and everybody in my circle is neurodivergent, including myself. So that is so awesome. So, and that's funny because the reason I said college last is because the loudest thing was school. I was like hearing like school, that you were going to school for something, but I didn't know you hadn't mentioned it. So I was like, I don't know if I should like bring it up. So that's a really important part of your path, what you're doing.
Yes, it's a very important part. Mental health, psychology, um,
Oops.
cognitive mindsets, how
Hmm.
people think um, around that area.
So what is the vision that you're seeing with what you're going to school for? There's something that I'm being shown to have you kind of, I guess, like unfold. There's something about your path, like with your schooling, that I think you're trying to like figure out when it comes to what direction to take it, I think.
I was thinking maybe being a social worker could be, or I might stay in memory care. It depends. It's a big umbrella of jobs that I can do. I could go back to special ed. I could stay in memory care. I could be a social worker. That would require me to get my master's degree, but I won't get my master's. I'm going to take a year off from school since I've been in school for so long.
Yeah,
Sheer tiredness. Um,
understandable.
yeah,
What do you think about ABA?
I've done ABA. I didn't, and the type of ABA therapy was I went to clients' houses, which I didn't really enjoy doing that too much, going into someone's home. I would rather do ABA therapy at a school or a facility
Yeah,
instead of going to a client's house.
that's understandable too. I feel like it's kind of like they feel uncomfortable because they constantly feel that pressure to like have the house be like perfect for, the worker to come over. And then also it's weird on your end because you're like, I don't know about you, but like for me, I don't really like going into a bunch of different people's houses. It's just uncomfortable. And I don't know, I'm super sensitive to like smells and just like germs in general. So, you know what I mean? Like just like
Yeah,
sitting on random people's couch.
yeah, I got that. That's the feeling I got because I was like, well, I did ABA therapy probably for like 2 months, and then I was like, I can't just be going someone's house to house. It feels uncomfortable. I have to work with the child in their environment, how they're gonna behave. Sometimes they're with the parent, uh, mostly attached to the parent a lot of the time. So it was difficult. So I was like, I don't think doing it in a home is right. I'll do it maybe at a school or a facility I can go to. I would try it again in that kind of setting.
I'm seeing you working in either a school or some sort of autism spectrum or neurodivergent center, therapy center, but I'm seeing you working there is what I'm being shown, and you're like really thriving. Like you are a light and you're helping them because you can understand them and like tap into what they need, and you're gentle and you're also intuitive, but then that space feels really good for you because it's one set environment that you can kind of have more control over, where you can kind of make it your space and then they come to you. But that's what I'm seeing, like, because what I'm looking at, like, so when you're working with elderly or dementia patients, as I worked as a CNA in a long-term care facility, those of us that are healers, it can get really draining. And the reason why, because I've done spiritual work all my life, is they're on their way out. Sorry, I'm like my son. You got what? Do you have water? All right. He was tipping his plate of potato wedges to the side. I was like, please don't drop your food. They're on they're on their way out. So what happens is their energy is in, like, if you think about the moon where it's like waxing and waning, their energy is waning. So like it's constantly in this vortex of like draining everything around them because their body is like beginning this, the excuse me, Jesus Christ. It's beginning the process. My brain is on 5 channels right now, of passing. So, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're around them, you can kind of feel it, where it's like they're literally like suctioning your life force out of you, not intentionally, but they're just like, it's like you get super tired. Does that happen to you?
Not really, not too much. No.
That's good. How many hours do you spend doing that?
eight 8 hours a week.
Really?
Yeah, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week.
Jeez. So you must have really good energy protection naturally.
Because I don't feel them. I mean, I don't. Sometimes, some days I'll be like, okay, but I don't feel tired around them. I have always so much energy uh,
Really?
when I'm working because I do activities all day. We do arts and crafts.
Okay, so you're bringing the fun.
Yeah,
Hmm. That makes more sense because you're like in a different sphere where you're not. Because for me, I was like doing the showering. I was doing like the bedding. I was like changing their briefs, like feeding them. I was like one on one, like intensive, like intimate care. So naturally, like my energy would like be going into them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, it's hard when you're in that space every day because you're seeing. Also, my most of my patients were actively like getting closer to passing, so that might be a big part of it too. So are yours long-term care or are they like is it like they're in therapy to go home?
well, it's not like it's a senior living facility. It's not a nursing
Okay.
home.
Okay.
Um,
Okay,
they
that makes sense.
so for me, I it's like a class. They
Okay.
come to class at a certain time. I have I'm like a teacher.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching a certain subject all day. Um, through that subject, we do different things like mental warm-ups, warm up the brain, uh, words that start with CA. It could be really anything. It could be categories. Like today we did states, countries, places, things, just to get them going. We
Yeah.
arts and crafts based on the topic of the day. We have a snack. We make sure they're hydrated throughout class time. And then by the end of the day, it's like dinner. So they have lunch and dinner, and that's it. But
That's
I'm
so
not,
sweet.
we, we take them to the restroom, but usually a caregiver will come in and take them. Um,
Yeah.
some, some residents, it really just depends which part of the facility you're working that we do feed as a activities leader, but we don't take them to the shower or none of that stuff like we don't do intimate care because this is more like a come to our class so you can learn something new, have
Focus
fun
on
while you're
anything else.
here. It's
Yeah.
enrichment.
I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's also really good for you then. And I feel like you do naturally have good boundaries, which is awesome. The main thing that I'm seeing it in the differences of those two things is with children, you'll see like if that's the route you choose to go, you'll see more of your inner child and your vibrant, like happy, joyful energy come out more. Whereas when you're working with people who are elderly, you still feel that happy, but it's a totally different, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a totally different energy.
Yeah, usually with kids, like I like working with like third grade because like they're in between, they have their own opinions, they say funny things.
Yeah.
Even like when I worked in special ed and kids that have autism, there's some of the kids will they'll they'll feed off each other's energy.
Hmm.
So that's what usually happens, like kids with autism. Like I was a one-on-one with a boy, and he'll get every time it was math time, he would get so mad at me that I'm not giving him the answer. And every time the teacher is giving out chocolates during math time, and this is almost like every other day. And he's like, I don't know the answer. I don't know it, and you're not helping me. And I'm like,
Oh,
look at the problem. I'm trying to show you. No, no, no. And he's like going off. And then everyone around him is like, and then somebody else would feed off of his energy. Oh, yeah. And a boy would say, well, you're not doing your work. So that's why you don't. And he also has autism. You're not doing your work. So you don't get a chocolate. and he'll get mad. Like, he's saying this, he's saying, I'm like, please, come on now. I'm trying to show you, you don't want to do it. You know, we're sitting here making airplanes, not doing our work. And technically, he is right because you're playing.
That's so cute. I know that gets to be a lot after a while, but that's super cute. I love it. I love working with children. I worked at a preschool from the time my oldest son was in preschool. He was in early Head Start. I volunteered in preschool for the first year he was in there. Then I volunteered after he graduated for another year. Then my middle son, Kai, he was in preschool. And then I volunteered that year and the second year. And then again, one more year. So they ended up giving me a 6-year plaque for volunteering for so long. It was so fun though. I loved it so much. I did every role. I did like the librarian and the vice president and the president and the treasurer and the policy council and all the things. I loved working with children and I love children. So it was such a beautiful experience for me. But I remember the teachers, they kept begging me. They were like, "Can you please get your early childhood education credits so you can come work here?" But it was cool because when you did volunteer hours, you actually like earned, the school would earn money. So when parents would volunteer, it would earn them like a percentage of money from the state. So I actually earned them so much money that they were able to do field trips and stuff, which was awesome. But I love that. I think that when the time comes for you to make that decision, you'll feel it in your heart. But I just mainly felt like I needed to give you that kind of perspective shift on those two different routes. But whatever you choose, I mean, I know you'll do amazing with it because you're a healer. So, I mean, I think that's beautiful. And I love that you're doing music as a hobby because then that way, like, if it does end up, happening to where you do something with it on a bigger scale, then it'll just be a surprise versus like you put all your energy and time into it and then it's just some like big disappointment if it doesn't happen. But if you just do it for fun, which is what I'm doing, and then it's just kind of like, well, if it happens, it happens. You know what I mean?
That's
But I
great.
love, yeah,
I had a question for you.
yes.
So, what's your goal on social media like TikTok?
Um, well, I do so many things. So right now, I mean, the most important thing for me is truly just being able to reach as many people as I can to help in whatever way that I can. Like with my podcast, it was put on my heart to do this. And I just started another one just this past week. It was already formulating, but then I finally acted on it and created it. And I had my first guest on that one yesterday. But it is so with my soul, I have this really like far reaching energy that I have like all these branches out where I'm like, okay, all these different branches reach people in different ways, whether it's through the podcast, whether it's through my healing work, my teachings, through art, through music, through my network on TikTok, whatever it is, just being able to reach out and support people and help them is, I mean, truly the number one. I feel like when we shift, because we all need money. I mean, it is what it is. And of course, it'd be nice to have a lot. I mean, that's like our goal, right? Like, what monetarily is to have abundance so we can do good things and help people and make sure that we're solid. But I'm at the point now where I've been doing so much work for so long, so much work for what feels like so very long, that I'm now like just kind of really surrendered into like, you know what? It makes my soul happy to truly just help. as many people as I can. And I feel like as long as I know I'm doing that, then it's worth it, you know? That's what my goal is really.
Also to help as many people as possible.
Yeah. That's really where I'm at. I'm just like, because I've already done this my whole life, you know? I remember being the teenager on the city bus going to school in a totally different city than the one I got on the bus at. And the bus drivers talking to me about their life. One of my bus drivers was he, he was a member of, what was that? The Four Seasons. He was a big black dude named Reggie. He always told me about his life. Like, he would talk to me every single time it was his shift, tell me about his wife, tell me about his kids, tell me about what was going on in his life, talk to me about things. I was always counseling everybody. But I always remembered him, and he always told me, he was like, you're going to do something important one day. And then I had a, it's so funny because he was also a big dude, and he was also, I always told him he was like a big old teddy bear. But he called himself, what do you call himself? Papa something, I don't know. But anyways, he was my anger management counselor when I was a teenager. And his name was Ricky Hodges. And he always said, because I found him again later on as an adult a couple times. Actually, we would constantly, every once in a while, cross paths, like at the grocery store or like outside in a parking lot, or just non-coincidental ways of like paths crossing. But he always was like, he was like, you and Noah, a guy named Noah. He was like, you and him, you guys always stuck with me. And we were going to do an online institute where we taught spiritual teachings and healing and therapy. But something happened in his life and it didn't end up happening. But this was years ago. But every person that has had a more significant role where they were a community leader or they were like somebody that touched a lot of people's lives, every single one of them always, they're like, you're supposed to do something important here. You're supposed to do something important here. What you're here to do is bigger than what you even realize. It's been like time and time and time and time again throughout my whole life. And I really did rebel against it to an extent. I think out of fear and also like subconscious things, like things we hear about things happening like to other people, or like, well, if a lot of people see me, then that means people I don't want to see me are also going to see me, and don't want to have like weirdos looking at you and stuff like that. There's so many reasons why things can get in the way of us really pushing ourselves out there fully. But I feel like if you have a calling that's so long standing and powerful and keeps coming through everybody in your life, then you owe it to yourself, that we owe it to ourselves to push through and honor that, to make it happen and kind of just trust that we're going to be okay, and we're protected.
Well, when you remove the self doubt, that's when
Hmm.
you have the opportunity to do something bigger. Or you remove uh, basically people who are talking negative in the background, then
Yeah.
you have also that opportunity. Okay, I'm going to act on this. But it always starts with you. You start the first step. People could say what they want to say. People can do what they want to do. People can talk negative in your ear. And sometimes when people do that, you start to believe it.
Hmm.
Like it's the power of the mind. So it's like, for example, there's something out there where a man broke I don't know if it was his leg or his spine, either one. And the doctor said he needed surgery. And he said, I'm not going to do that. He actually, he kept telling himself, I'm going to heal on my own. The power of the mind. So
Mm-hmm.
the power of the mind says, I'm going to do something. I'm going to heal. I'm going to eat correctly. I don't need the surgery. And you know what? It took over 2 years, but he healed.
Oh yeah.
So the mind is a powerful thing. We don't use a big percentage of our mind. So if we were to use a larger percentage of our mind, it would be incredible things that we could do. We could like it's almost like the power of manifestation. You want something, okay? Say, for example, I've been saying I want my net. I've been saying this recently over and over. My One of my videos is gonna get 1 million views. I keep saying it. One of my videos is gonna get 1 million views, and I keep saying that it's gonna be at some point that saying that you're speaking out because words have power. It's gonna happen. Like almost like 4 or 5 months ago, I kept on saying, I'm gonna get a viral video. I'm gonna get a viral video. I just kept saying it. And even if I was saying it, I started to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, it happened.
Nice.
So if you say something, it's the power of manifestation. It could take months, it could take days, it could take years. You really don't know what's going to happen, but as long as you believe this is what I want and this is going to happen and I'm going to put the work for it to happen, it will happen.
Absolutely. Um, I did. I am trained in what's called quantum healing hypnotherapy, and when so, and I'm a master of multiple different forms of healing, and I teach manifestation and conscious creation and things like that in ascended form. So the quantum healing hypnotherapy, when we do that form of therapy, we actually talk to the higher self of the person. Um, and the higher self through, it started with Dolores Cannon. She's passed now, but her daughter has carried on the work, Julia Cannon. But I learned while Dolores was still alive, and through thousands of sessions, like multiple different people, Dolores, Julia, Candace J. Gold Croman, and some others who worked really heavily with Dolores. Like so many, and 1,000 seems like a lot, but it's for real. Like people from all over the world that did this therapy, that was trained and certified and like practiced it, multiple countries, like all these compiled sessions. We had to like put our journal notes inside the website so that they would have compiled information. Julia, Dolores' daughter, created a book called Soul Speaks, based off of all these experiences. But Dolores discovered through these sessions that the higher self, the soul of the person, during these sessions could heal absolutely anything, as long as the person understood the reason why it happened. So one of them was somebody that had severe spinal injury and had like their discs were literally like bent, like so weird. And during the session, the higher self literally, it's on video, like cracked all the discs in place and repaired the entire spine, just because the mind finally understood why it happened in the first place. And why it happened was because the person was living in such misalignment with their soul, and their soul was trying to communicate with them like, I need you to get into alignment with who you are, but they just kept like not listening and ignoring and not listening and ignoring and not fulfilling their purpose they came here for. So the soul was like trying to communicate, but it can't, some people can't hear it. So it communicates through physical stuff. Like if you get stressed and you're like thinking of somebody and you know that person is bad for you, and then all of a sudden you get like a pain in your head and you're like, oh, I'm getting a headache. It's not a headache. It's literally your soul trying to tell you like, hey, that person's bad. you need to stay away from them, or like this is a bad situation for you. So in the book The Soul Speaks, you would really like appreciate this book because it's literally like a handbook and it's super cool. But it's compiled from so many sessions of asking questions, asking the higher self, like, okay, what was the core root reason of why this happened? And then the soul saying it was because of this. And it's like same messages from all these different people. So they were like, okay, well, so the soul talks in like a code, and this is like a handbook, like a cheat code, kind of like to kind of understand the language of the soul. And I really feel like you would like that book.
You
Oh,
said it's called Soul Speaks?
yeah, Soul Speaks. I think it has an S on the end, but it's Julia Cannon, Cannon. It's Dolores Cannon's daughter. I can also send it to you on the phone, but yeah, Soul Speaks, and it has like a green cover. It's the only one I believe that's called that, but yeah, so powerful and so interesting. And I've definitely like referenced back to that book many times through doing healing on other people and work that I've done, or like things that have popped up where I'm just like, what is going on? All the way down to like stuff with my kids, certain things that have popped up, and then usually I can get the message, but sometimes I'll be like, you know what, I need to really do some like research, and I reference that book, and almost 100%, it's almost always exactly that, and I'm just like, it's really amazing. But you're very on point with everything you're saying. Manifestation is very real, and what you believe, if you believe it hard enough and you keep repeating it, the universe will create what you're creating. It automatically creates it the second you create it, but it's the amount of time and energy that you spend on consciously focusing on that same thought form, that same conscious creation that you're trying to make happen, and then getting into alignment with it being a reality for you. Then the you'll get into the alignment with the reality where it already happened, and then it comes into your physical reality. That's why I told you, like, if you there's a reason you have it heavy on you to do this stuff with social media. So you already having that conscious awareness and knowing how to manifest, and you're actually speaking life into reality, you're going to make it happen. But the thing that I hear is, don't let yourself fall too much into the overwhelm when it does, because you're going to have a lot of notifications and a lot of people trying to talk to you. I think you're kind of being primed for that now.
Yes, actually, when it comes to my TikTok, uh, like there's times where people get mad at me and I haven't responded over probably a month. But you know what? I I have to tell people like some days I don't I'll try to look at some comments, but I don't respond to every single comment. And what's been happening recently, I'll look at the comments and people are responding amongst themselves. So, or they'll be like arguing against each other. And I'm like, there's some videos I haven't even commented on because it's way too many comments. I have over every single day, I have over 99 plus notifications when I wake up in the morning. I'm like, I don't have time. Or I don't have time to look at every single comment. I don't have time to look at every single body's profile. Before, when I was like, I didn't have like a video, my videos weren't taken off. Yeah, of course I would do that. Go to someone's page, like their videos, put them on my story. But nowadays, I'm like, it's kind of hard for me to be like, okay, everybody, I can put everybody on my page. Or uh, people would
Yeah,
ask
too
me,
much.
"See, can you come to my live?" I'm like, I don't have time to come to your live at this moment. You know, I'm getting offers for people, businesses that want to see me, people that want me to come to their show, you know, here and there. I'm like, I don't have time. Even for live, I'm supposed to be doing live. I'm like, I don't know if I can incorporate live. Like the last time I went live was at a show. So I'm like, this is
Yeah,
the only time to go live
I
when
think
I'm
that's when
at
I
an
saw
event.
you.
it's hard. So I was like, oh, well, what can I do?
Are you part of a network?
Yes, my mentor. He's my mentor of social media. He worked at Meta. It's it's called Forge Network, and it's by Jonathan Marco. I think he has 26.2K following. How I met him, I also met him on TikTok when I first started my first TikTok, and he used to do engagement lives.
Oh, nice.
So sometimes there would be like 200, 300 people in his room, and that's what he would do. And just it's just engagement. Also, learning how to monetize on the platform.
Yeah.
And during live, you can make money from gifts, mainly gifts, gifting, and then also you can make money from your content. But to make money from your content, there's rules. You have to have at least 10,000 followers. You have to have a certain amount of viewage of your videos within the month, and then the videos have to be a minute long.
How many followers do you have?
I think 2,800.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. You have to get to 10. Are you do you do like the creator rewards program where you can sell stuff in the TikTok shop?
I don't do TikTok shop because I mean, I feel like sometimes it'll change my algorithm what I'm doing.
Mm,
So
yeah.
if I were to move from, hey, I'm doing local history and history about Los Angeles and history about San Fernando Valley, it's gonna switch my algorithm to, oh, now she's doing TikTok shop, and all I'm gonna see is advertisements and shoppable and other people doing shop, and that's what usually happens with your feed.
Yeah, it that is I that's a lot. I do see a lot of it doing TikTok shop. And I'm going to be so honest, and I'm literally not trying to hate on anybody, but I feel like I'm one of the only people that sells things from the TikTok shop that's authentic and real. I mean, I understand like my soul is different, but like I just can't do the fake and the weird. It's so disingenuous and gross to me, and I'm just like, and the weird, like, it's like every time I get on, you got somebody with a pair of scissors and you got the product and they're like, "Don't buy this," but because, and then they'll tell you all the reasons they. It's like you just got me to look at your video because you got some scissors in my face, and it's just the weirdest thing to watch. And I'm like, I mean, cool for them, they're making money, that's great, but like I'm over here just giving genuine reviews, and I'm also heart centered, so I'm not trying to be mean with some of the stuff I've bought. The company wants me to give a review, and I'm like, I can't tell you these eyelashes are good. They're actually trash. I'm sorry, but I didn't say that to them, you know. But I'm, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you can just start doing shop at like 1,000 followers. Uh,
Yeah,
but I mean, that wasn't my goal to do shop. What I really wanted to do was make money from content alone. So hopefully I'll get up to 10,000. Before, the way I was getting up to the followers is doing engagement, going to engagement rooms, follow for follow. But I was like, I'm not really doing that as much anymore. This, like, when I receive followers, it's like organic. It's
yeah,
organic from the video that I've posted. So that's the
that's
way
cool.
the route I'm going now. Since I'm getting more views, people are just automatically, oh, I like this, and following.
So if you're part of a network, I love that. That's awesome. Um, why have they not been able to help you recover your page that you lost that got hacked? Because they should be able to go in there and fix that for you.
So the story behind that is, okay, there's a guy there. I was kind of, it's kind of sketchy. So there's a guy around this time when I was had 7K followers. And usually when you have a significant amount, what I learned is when you have a significant amount of following, There's people who want to either hack your page, hack it, and sell it.
Mm.
And they'll steal your content and they'll ask people for money,
Yeah.
followers. Um, During this time, I was kind of desperate to get to 10K. So I want to get to 10K because I want to make money. So he promises, oh, I'll get you a certain amount of following. I'll get the views, which is true. He gives you the viewage on all your videos. That unlocks the video viewage and gives you a certain amount of followers for 3 days. After the third day, they take the account.
Oh, wow.
Um, then you won't be able to log back in. I lost $1,000 because he's like, "Oh, I'll give it back. I'll give it back." During this time, I lost it. I lost money. Lost $1,000.
Damn.
I was like, okay, I'm not. I reached out to TikTok and they gave it back. But by
Oh.
this point, the account was already tainted. You
Mm.
know, when I logged into it, I had messages to pretty much anyone who was my follower. Oh, can I borrow $50? And I was like a part of. I'm still a part of the community, and they're messaging my TikTok dad. They're messaging like people. I had their numbers. I already knew them from the platform. So
Wow.
they're like asking them for money. Is this really Z3E? And then like I got a call and they're like, "Is this you?" And I'm like, "No, I would never ask anybody online for money." And I'm like, the only people I ask for money is like my family, like my mom and my brother. That doesn't
Right.
make sense. Um, I mean, even now, I do have a Cash App link to on my page, but that's for anybody who wants to like, oh, if you want to give me money, fine. That's your choice. It's happened to me before. Like on my birthday, people gave me money because
Mm.
they're my follower, or give me $10 just because they wanted to support me. I
That's
know I
cool.
don't ask for money. It's there. If they want to click the link, it's up to them to decide if they want to give money. I
Yeah.
never be like, hey guys, I need dollars. I'm struggling right now. No, that doesn't look good.
Right.
I think let me make a sad sub video why I need money online. I was like, no, that doesn't. I was like, no, that's not my character.
Right.
So what ended up happening, the account, I was like, okay, I told everyone I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna delete this account. I'm gonna use my backup account and build it. So what I did in the beginning when I started over, I did start the engagement room again, only until I got 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
Unlock TikTok shop and all the capabilities. After that, I stopped doing engagement rooms. I don't really go to engagement rooms as much. And then I started making more content every single day. And then the following started growing from there.
Good for you, though. I mean, you were willing to start all the way over. I did too. I started completely over twice actually, which is crazy, but this is actually my second time starting all the way over with TikTok. And I don't know, like it feels good. It's new energy, new everything. I built it from the ground up, just kind of letting it do its thing on in its own time. But I don't know, like I guess you could have easily just kept that account because it did have a lot of followers, but I feel like that's also there's something to be said about you saying no, I want to actually like really just do this and with a clean slate. So, and all the more reason why I feel like you'll definitely get there. I really see you doing well with your videos that you're making with the historical places and then also with the review stuff. I would definitely keep doing that for sure. Because I know it kind of probably is going to get monotonous. Don't feel bad for taking breaks, but I do feel like that's going to be a really good thing for you. I just also see that it could get overwhelming in time, but just don't feel guilt for not being able to cater to people. I mean, I'm sure, like I said, Keith Lee gets God only knows how many people harassing him every day.
I mean, it kind of comes with it. If you're a social media influencer, people are gonna be like, even I've reached out to one of my favorite influencers, and he's a local around here. And I was like, hey, how do you get a big following? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, it's just like winning the lottery. And one day it'll happen to you too.
Mm.
So just keep on posting whatever you want to post, and who knows what video is gonna take off, what's not gonna take off. Just post whatever. And when one video does, keep doing that. And then you have your foundation of, sometimes the niche is chosen for you, and keep going with it. And you might even fall in love with that niche. Like, I would have
Yeah.
never thought oh yeah, let me go around to find some historical landmarks, historical restaurants of the city. I would have never thought of even doing that.
Yeah. I love that though. That's really cool. And it's different, which makes you stand out too. So that's even better. Do you is there anything that you want to give people as a message who are kind of like really wanting to, so just as like to close out, so because I know you probably got stuff to do, but is there anything that you feel on your heart that you want to share with people about their journey into kind of following their heart and soul, and just making their vision come to fruition? Because I know, like you said, you started over. It's been a long journey. So, what's your
I
message?
say never give up on what you believe in. Like, say you have a dream, you have a goal. Okay. The average person will say, yeah, I have a dream. And I'll be like, okay. And what are you like? What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like some people will be like, I want to be an actor. So, what are you doing for that? Are you going to acting class? Are you reading books? Are you are you going to uh, you know, acting lessons? Are all the things that you need to do to become an actor? You could say I want to be this, but most people will not do anything about it.
Right.
So I would say if you want it, work on it, not
Mm-hmm.
just say it. I could say it, but I need to act on it. This isn't my goal, my dream. I want this to come to life. So that means I need to also put in the work, the time, the effort. No matter if I'm up late, no matter if I'm out late doing something, this is my goal, regardless. There's always going to be, and there will be a time that there's going to be a pushback. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, that happened. What do I do? Get up again and keep on going. Don't let that pushback keep you in the same place, because if you stay there, you'll be stuck there,
Yeah.
and you're going to be like, oh, I gave up on my dream and my goal. So, what people should do is just keep on going, never give up. And even if it happens, say you did give up, at least you tried.
Mm-hmm.
And if so, maybe keep on trying again.
Yeah. If you want it enough, you'll keep going. I feel like that's the best possible message that you could give, because it's real. I always say, don't have loser mentality. If you have loser mentality, you're not going to be a winner. You're not going to achieve winner life. I tell my kids, like, when they start saying stuff, being down on themselves or whatever, or saying certain things, like them being autistic, I of course treat them, with my soul, with absolute love and unconditional love and patience. But when it comes to them saying things negative about themselves, I do not allow them to do that ever. And I tell them, if you want to, because they're trying to make video games, they're trying to create, learn how to code, and all this stuff. As soon as they get down on themselves, I'm like, we're not doing that. That's loser talk. That's loser mentality. I'm not teaching you how to be losers. You're not a loser inside your soul. You're a winner. So now we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do. What steps are we gonna take? What's a new thing that you haven't thought of yet? What kind of research can we do here to figure this out? Because we're winners. And that's just the way that I am with myself. So I'm like, really when it comes down to everything, whatever you want to accomplish in your life is exactly what you said. What are you doing actively every single day to make that happen? Because if it's nothing, then that's what you're going to get. I
Yeah, whatever
mean,
you put in is what you get out of it.
and sometimes what you put in isn't even that much, and you might get something absolutely incredible out of it. But as long as you do the freaking work and actually put the energy into it and the time and the effort, something incredibly bigger than what you ever thought could come out of it just because it was divinely meant to happen for you. But you're never going to know unless you actually take the steps and make it happen. And that's why I said I'm really proud of you for how hard you've been working and how far you've been pushing yourself. You've been going to school for a long time. You've been trying different things. I mean, that's what it's all about. How are you going to find your path unless you actually branch out, open up, and explore and keep going? I mean, that's what this is. That's what this whole life journey is supposed to be.
That's right. And thank you so much for having me. This was great.
I'm really happy to have you on, and I hope you have more opportunities like this in the future. And I hope that this reaches everybody that it needs to, because I know there's a lot of people that are kind of trying to figure it out. And your story is important, and I feel like people seeing somebody that's like been doing this for a long time and even lost a whole TikTok account and then started all the way over, from the beginning, that shows tenacity and motivation and drive. I mean, you have the determination. I can't wait to see what happens for you. I'm excited.
So much. I really hope your podcast takes off and you will be abundant and this will be a fruitful adventure for you.
Thank you. I hope for lots and lots of positive, happy abundance and success in all your path and your work too. And thank you. I appreciate you coming on, and I'm sorry it was a little bit of a journey to get in here, but I'm happy that we were able to make it happen.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much and I'll see you next time.
All right. Have a good rest of your night.
You too. Bye.
All right. See you later.